Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at Azulle's Access Plus Fanless Windows 10 Mini PC Stick. Let's check it out. Now this is the first time we review a PC stick on the channel, and I'm really excited to review this product because really a lot of us have been seeing the emergence of smart TVs. You're seeing all these TVs when you go into the big box retailers that have all this connectivity capability, and you may not be in the market to spend or just put out the cash to get a new television. But here, with this PC stick, you're going to be able to make your TV smarter than ever before, if that's something that you're looking for. Or what you could do is use this to replace your existing older desktop that's probably on its last leg. So let's talk about this solution. Let's look at the specs and see what kind of person can benefit from using Azulle's Access Plus. Let's check it out. Now the value of this solution is that this is the PC, and literally this is the PC, and it plugs into your HDMI port of your existing computer monitor or your television. It's going to give you the ability to access using Windows 10, and this is a full version of Windows. It's not Windows 10 Professional, but there is a version of this that's it's a higher grade. This one in particular is Windows 10. It gives you access to email. It gives you the ability to stream content and watch video content on this stick. You can play games, however, not high-end games. You also have the ability to browse the internet, and then obviously Skype, all those kind of connectivity apps, Google Hangouts, you can use on this stick as well. Now from a spec perspective, let's take a look at some of the details here. You do have 2 gig of RAM, you have 32 gig of storage. As I mentioned, it does have Windows 10 Home, and it has a decent processor. And for this type of device, let's take a look at the processor really quickly. It does have an Intel Cherry Trail T3 running quad core 1.44 gigahertz and up to 1.84 gigahertz. It does have Intel graphics capabilities, so it is going to give you graphics up to the rate of 1080p. They do have a 4K version as well if that's something that you're looking for. So let's take a look at what's in the box, and we'll see what the unit looks like. Now inside the box you're going to find the PC stick, a power cord. This is part of the power cord. This is just an adapter that will just clip in. A client satisfaction card and a user guide. Now just to help you with scale, I have an Amazon Fire Stick. This is the first generation, so this is a smaller one. The new one is a little bit longer, but here you see the actual PC stick. So the stick itself is about twice as large as at least the Fire Stick, but once again you have a full functioning computer. Now because it's larger than what you find on the Fire Stick, what I would recommend is that you get a dongle like this that's available on Amazon. This is going to allow you to connect your HDMI cable to this dongle and then give you some space just in case, because of the wide opening right here, just in case you have another HDMI port being used right next to it, and then you find that this is difficult to plug in. The other thing that this is going to help with is the actual weight, because this is heavy, it's bigger, because again this is a full functioning PC, and this is going to help. This cable, like the one I have here, is going to help you let it just dangle behind your PC or monitor or your TV without really it coming out too far or putting too much weight on your HDMI port. Alright, so now taking a closer look at the stick, what you'll find is on the back, Ethernet, cable lock, headphone jack. On this side you have a couple things, 2 USB slots, one for standard USB and one you'll notice that it is going to give you a higher speed, and this looks like it's more dedicated for a solid state drive if you wanted to have one there. And then you have your power warning label, and on this side, let's see what we have right here, you have your micro SD slot that's going to give you the ability to expand the memory on this, going from a 32 gig to 128 more, and that's going to give you more than sufficient space. And again, you could put a physical solid state drive probably connected to this to get even more memory. But all in all, this is the PC. It has the antenna, it has supports bands both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, and it's all that you need when connecting it to a PC. Now from an input perspective, there's two choices that you have. Actually there's many, but these are the ones that I would suggest. Either you have a wireless keyboard or you look at a remote combination wireless keyboard. We're going to be reviewing this shortly, and this is another product from Azulle that pairs really nicely with this device here. So literally all you'll do is, with the included USB, you can connect it to your PC stick, or you can use the same dongle technology to connect to this as well to control it. Each of these solutions provide mouse capabilities with keyboard and mouse in one, and this one has a gyroscope mouse, so there's no track panel. It actually, as you flip it over, this is where all the mouse capabilities are and some of the multimedia features. So two choices when it comes to input. It all comes down to your preference and the footprint that you want wherever you're using your PC stick. Now, when you connect it to your TV or monitor, one thing I wanted to make sure that you're aware of, you'll need to press this button to turn it on. So if you plug it in and then you go to that input channel and you don't see anything happening, most likely you forgot to power it up. There's also an LED that's going to light up, and it's going to tell you that as well. So it'll be just in a red state. Once you power it up, it changes color, and then you'll know that you've turned it on. Now, once you connect it and you power it up, and I went through the setup process, which is pretty standard for all Windows machines. So you have to put in your location, your actual time zone, and then you can go ahead and configure it to tie into your Hotmail or Outlook type ecosystem, so you can tie or synchronize everything. So full Windows 10 capabilities. Now you'll see that the screen itself is pretty familiar. It brings you to what you would expect from a Windows desktop, and all I'm going to do is log in. Now once you access the desktop and just open up File Explorer, you'll notice this is a Windows machine. Everything works the same, similar to if you have already a Windows 10 machine. The difference that you're going to run into is that the amount of space that you have available for additional programs or for files is not robust enough, I would say, to keep a lot of content on the stick. But let's face it, most of us nowadays are maintaining things on the cloud, so you're either using OneDrive or Google Drive. You also have the fact that you can use the expansions via either a USB stick, USB drive, or what you can do is have again, that micro SD with 128 gig on there. So don't really see that there's much of a challenge there, because I think in my mind you leave the space that you have on the C drive for the operating system and updates and things that need to take place. Now from a performance perspective, let's take a look and see how things work, just to give you a sense of the overall performance for what I would consider standard business use or standard personal use. So the first thing I wanted to do is go ahead and launch Explorer so you can see how that launches. So I've clicked on it, and that's the responsiveness. I think that's pretty good for something this small, something that connects to a HDMI port. I thought that was really good. Now let's go ahead and start. Let's do Internet Explorer, just for those of you who like this browser. And again, the performance from click to start, pretty good. Now there was some slight latency there, but again, based on the form factor and the size, I thought that that was adequate. Let's go ahead and try Google Chrome, starting that up, and here we're going to Chrome. Now one of the things we're going to do is, just to get in a sense of the overall performance, is I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, and we're going to stream some content. So I'm going to go ahead to YouTube, and again, this is standard browsing. You're seeing me connected to my home internet, and I'm just using it as you would if you were to purchase the stick. So I'm going to do search for my channel. We'll look for EBPMAN. We'll do enter, and here I am. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my channel, bring this up. And now what you're going to see is immediately a video playing on the bottom. And you can see that it's pretty loud. I'm going to lower the volume a little bit so that we don't really get that. So there we go. So overall speed is really good. You saw how quickly that came up. And what I'm going to do is just going to bring it up full screen. And this is the video. So good streaming of content. The stick has the ability to support up to 1080p content, and it does phenomenally well with even video. So I have been testing it, watching some movies. I actually went to the local Chicago auto show yesterday, and it was a charity event, and I actually took this stick with me. and used it in my hotel room to watch movies, to surf the web, and it worked really, really well. And as you can see here, the content is streaming, it's not stuttering, and the overall quality of the content is also really good. Now, navigating around the stick, let's go ahead and just to show you that it is a full version of Windows. When you click on the Windows button, you get, again, the content that you would expect from any kind of Windows machine. As we scroll down during this area, there's enough space to install Microsoft Office on here, and you'll notice that there is a shortcut to get Office. Again, Cortana works. One of the things that I went ahead and installed as well, because I do like the media content capabilities, and there's products like PLEX, and there's also KODI. I've installed KODI on here, and as you know, KODI has a significant amount of add-ons. Watch any of my other videos on KODI where you can actually get a lot of content. So I'm going to start KODI just to give you a sense of the speed here. So this is the newest version of KODI. This is KODI version 17, I believe, and that's the Krypton version. I think it's the most recent build, but here you have KODI. And once again, if you want to use this as a media center, again, this is going to turn your TV from not so smart to super smart because it's a fully functioning Windows desktop now. And of course, going to give you access to content and solutions like we have here with KODI. So another option for you guys to consider. It runs, and it actually runs really well. Have no issues running my content from my KODI application or any of the KODI add-ons. Now, before we end the review, I just wanted to give you another glimpse of the performance of the stick by having a video that has more action in it. So what we're going to do is just straight off of YouTube, we're going to go ahead and launch this preview. And once again, you can see no stutter. It's just going through, it's playing. It performs really well. I was really surprised with how well it performs. And for those of you who are maybe asking, hey, does the stick get hot? It really doesn't feel overly hot, or it doesn't really get incredibly hot as I've been using it. I found that the stick itself is relatively cool. Now, obviously, that's going to vary based on the performance. So, hey, now you guys can see me behind the camera. But here you can see is once again how the streaming is going without any problems. Now, before we wrap up this video, one of the things that I highly recommend is that you consider picking up a remote similar to the one that we have here. So this remote is what I would consider a smart remote. I call it a smart remote because not only does it have the standard controls that you can see here, but as you flip it over, it also has keyboard functionality. Now, the great thing of having a solution like this PC stick is that it really gives you the flexibility to turn any TV or any device that has an HDMI input into a full functioning PC. Now, the biggest challenge you have is, what do you go with? Do you go with a keyboard? Do you go with a keyboard mouse combination, or do you go to something that is more in line with your lifestyle? And what I like about this remote, and I just want to show you what I'm doing, you notice how I'm moving left and right and how the mouse, it has an air mouse capability, and all I'm literally doing is just moving the remote left to right and up and down, and you can see how it's controlling the mouse. If I wanted to type, so literally I can bring the pointer into the typing area here, and you can see it how it's selected, and I can switch from mouse mode, flip it over, and then I can start keying in right here whatever I want to be able to search there, and it's going to work really well. This remote also has a LED, so you can see how that lights up. So if you're using this in a media room for watching movies and content, you don't have to worry about that. And it has a lot of smart integrated solutions that are tied to the Windows ecosystem. So I can press my Windows button and the Windows comes up. I have media controls here. I have also the ability to bring up a virtual keyboard. A lot of capabilities here, so I highly recommend you considering this product from Azulle if you're going to be looking at a stick, or even if you have a Windows desktop and you'd like to have this kind of capability. This is a good add-on to any device you have at home. So this concludes our review of the Azulle Access Plus Fanless Windows 10 Mini PC Stick. If you have any comments or questions about the product, leave it in the comment area below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you like the video on the side, check it out. Thanks for watching.